Sam Bankman-Fried FTX balance sheet. We're going to go through it to see where all his money is at. Welcome everyone to OG Crypto and NFTs. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX saga. But we do so much more than that, but it's just been such dominating in the news right now. So let's just jump right into it. Before we jump into it though, let's hit that subscribe button. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna build this channel. I know I had a comment the other day telling me that I won't be here in a year because crypto's a scam. I will be here in a year, but will you? All right, let's jump right into it. All right, so a lot of you out there are going, okay, what's the balance sheet? How much is owed? Where's the money at? Well, we're gonna go through it. This is an article that came out just hours ago today, and they finally got all the information from the bankruptcy courts. Where his money's at? What is he going bankrupt for? Let's jump into it. So first area here, first part is his liabilities. He owes about $9 billion. That's his liabilities. It's sitting on the books. 1.4 is Bitcoin. You got another 672 is ETH. You got Genesis Capital he owes them $200 million. So they put a round of funds into him. So he owes them $200 million. In actual cash or actual currency, he has 115 million that is gone from a euro, and then another 5.1 billion in cash. So if we understand this correctly, there's really no funds for his users or his clients or retail. So where did it all go to? It went to cash. And that's where cash is a liability here. Let's go down a little bit more. His layer zero, $45 million round. And then USDT is about 800 million. And others about $268 million. And unfortunately, BlockFi sits on the liability side because it looks like he yanked all the money out of there. All the investor funds, $215 million. This equals about $9 billion. So what does he have in assets? Everyone's going, hey, what's in assets? Let's go take a look over here. So he has about $200 million in cash in Ledger Prime. He owns a ton of Robinhood. So we know that recently, about a month before, he had invested in Robinhood. Not maybe the smartest thing to do, but they thought that it might be a takeover prospect for him, that he would just take over Robinhood. Thank God he didn't. Gosh, how much more that he would have to be involved with in taking clients' funds. But I think more importantly, the U.S. security laws were going to be much harsher than the Bahamas security laws, and they would not have allowed this to happen. So it was crazy. He did, and it says SBF reportedly entertained offers at a 20% discount. Yeah, come on, smash and grab cash, right? Let's do it that way. So yeah, that's what his assets are. So obviously, offset 900 million to 8.9 billion. So you're 8 billion in the hole. All right. So understanding liquidity, let's go figure out what other things he had sitting around in less liquid assets. These are locked liquid assets. They're just sitting there locked. We're looking at the Serum token. It probably is worthless at this point. I know that it was kind of made up, and that team over there is not happy. This is a project sitting on top of Solana. I have a feeling that when it launched, he was going to take some of these billion tokens and he was going to dump them on the market after making money off of them. He owns about $1 billion in Sol, which we know Solana just keeps going down in value. Aptos, and this just tells you that all these coins that are sitting here are all VC dumpster fire coins, meaning that they were all pumped and hyped up, and the second retail got involved, they were all dumped on retail, and these people made friggin' stupid money. So that's Aptos. He had 312 million in Aptos coins. He had about 500 million locked up in USDT. And then his own coin, which he's saying is worth 554 million. Again, 5.5 billion total in locked assets. He's utilizing these to secure other loans and other positions on the market. That's what his liquidity crunch is that he used these and he went and leveraged them against other assets. This is not what we wanted to see. That $5.5 billion worth of clients and investors' assets are all locked up in garbage, garbage type of coins here. Now, obviously USDT should be getting something out of, but MAPS, Aptos is probably hitting the bottom. FTT is going to be under $1 here real quick. Serum, my God, in 2.2 billion. I don't even know if that's worth that today. And Solana keeps falling down as well. This is all nightmare stuff, and it's locked. You can't even do anything with these coins anyways. And then here we go. For perspective, on November 1st, Serum had a market cap around 280 million and a fully diluted market cap of 7.9 billion. I'm just saying, I think this was going to be a pump and dump. This looks pretty pump and dumpish to me, especially if he owned 2.2 billion and only circulating supply was 280 million. Something extremely fishy is going on with that. All right, illiquid assets, other ventures, GDA. I mean, these are all other things that he had locked up as well. But let's go down, and he had a little fund right here for 7.4 million. He bet that former President Trump would lose the 2020 election. Well, he contributed to so many Democrats, and he was a number 2 contributor to Biden campaign, and he's betting against Trump. This is very interesting that he did all this. I for some reason, as a conflict of interest here. I mean, how do you fund one side and you bet against the other side? I don't know, man. This just smells to me like there's been a lot of political handshakes going on, a lot of things in the back room that's happened. But this is his leaked balance sheet that came out. Thank you very much to Visualized. This is pretty cool to see this. Again, it's been leaked. It's all this madness that's here. It's crazy. Source, the Financial Times. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. Financial Times was the source. I guess Visual Capitalist is the one that put this out itself. So let's go jump into the next article. And the ugliness obviously continues here. It says BlockFi. Let's go move this over here. BlockFi prepares for potential bankruptcy as crypto contingent spreads. Now, we know that they're going bankrupt because he just stole all their funds. He basically took them over, made a promise, and stole their funds. So we knew that this was going to happen, but as this happens, there's going to be a lot of fallout. Is Genesis Capital going to be around? I don't know. They potentially have $200 million they put in their funds. They were on shaky grounds before when Three Arrows Capital, Voyager, and other companies like Celsius, they all went under. They had a few dollars here and there in those companies as well. So we're going to figure out that will Genesis survive. If not, then there's going to be a big issue. We talked about also Nexos. Nexos had a decent amount of FTT. These people bought FTT and were holding FTT, and now it's and if they leverage the FTT against other different investments, then they're going to get margin called on those. So the veins go deep here. It's just not what we just saw in that leak balance sheet. The veins go deep. If Genesis had then turned around and got some FTT for their 200 million, and then they went ahead and leveraged that against other investments, which VCs typically do, right? Then we could be seeing a collapse of a domino effect down several different lines here. And so we know BlockFi is going to have issues because they're going to have to liquidate whatever they have left, which isn't much, but it's going to be liquidated. And almost all their investors are just going to get zero out of this. And again, there was a lot of promises from Sam Bankman-Fried that are not coming true, obviously, And then FTX accounts drained, swamps millions in stolen crypto, becomes 35th largest ETH holder. This is pretty interesting. You're talking about all this money that just disappeared last Friday. We think it's an inside job. I mean, the rumor's inside job. It could be Sam Bankman-Fried himself, though it's very sloppy, but it looks like it was made to be sloppy. The funds were converted to a DIA stablecoins and bridged to the Ethereum network. This is kind of crazy, man. I mean, it just the madness that this continues to be. And you just don't see this guy. He's not detained. He's not sent into question. You don't see Gary Gensler or whoever the leading people that are in our government right here being outraged. It just seems like this wants to be swept under the rug, or it wants to just kind of fade off. I'm going to go over tomorrow what Mr. Wonderful was on Crypto Banner today. Boy, did he just sounded like the other people out there that were like, well, I lost the money, but there's so much more than just losing the money. How did you lose the money? You know, how do you lose the money? If you're doing your research, you should not have lost that money. And we're finding out that a lot of people didn't do research. They just thought he was a swell guy. And they were playing with other people's money. They were believing, you know, that him being on Capitol Hill and him being, quote unquote, the Michael Jordan of crypto, or what did Jim Cramer call him? Oh, the JP Morgan of crypto? Come on. This is the garbage that none of these people actually did homework on. And tomorrow we're also going to show the people who did homework what they saw. And as Elon Musk said, the bullshit meter was on full blast. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Another Sam Bankman-Fried, video. I'm just tired of making them. It's just kind of draining on all of us. I will promise I'll have some other content in there, including bringing producer Emmy on some NFTs. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic day, and there's never a dull day in crypto.